watching the fastest growing local news station. This is WPBF 25 News at 11.
And I said, well, what happens to people that can't afford a screening? And he says, well, basically these people are dying in the streets.
A free health caravan for South Floridians is in critical condition and hoping for some much-needed emergency care. Good evening, I'm Tiffany Kenny.
I'm Victor Blackwell. Thanks for joining us. That event is supposed to happen in just 2 weeks. It'll bring free medical and dental care to uninsured and underinsured residents in our area.
But as Alexis Rivera shows you, more volunteers are needed to make it happen. Alexis?
Well, Tiffany, the event was originally scheduled to take place last year, but the organizer suddenly had to have heart surgery, and so it was rescheduled for this April. Now, many of the doctors who had originally volunteered and originally agreed to volunteer backed out, and now the organizer says this event is struggling to stay alive.
I made a promise to a couple of doctors when I was diagnosed with cancer that I didn't think I was going to make it.
2.5 years ago, Stephen Kaplan was diagnosed with prostate cancer. After months of doctor visits, radiation, and then surgery, his oncologist gave him a clean bill of health.
I said, well, I'll make a deal if you get me through, that I'd give something back.
That's how the United Cancer Foundation was born, Kaplan's nonprofit organization.
I said, well, what happens to people that can't afford a screening? And he says, well, basically these people are dying in the streets.
Kaplan started out small, raising money to offer free cancer screenings, but now he's aiming higher to help thousands who are uninsured or just can't afford their medical care by bringing what he calls Project Health and Hope to the Expo Center in Palm Beach County. He's teamed up with the nonprofit group Remote Area Medical, RAM, for a 2-day clinic. They travel all over the country providing free medical services, primarily dental and eye care.
If we can get enough medical providers, we feel that we can save lives in Palm Beach County.
But that's the problem. There aren't enough volunteers. RAM supplies all of the medical equipment, but the doctors must be local, licensed in the state of Florida. Dental care is the most popular at these events, so Kaplan needs 50 dentists, but only 12 have signed up to help.
What I'm afraid of, that there's going to be 2,000 or 3,000 people that are going to show up, and if we can only handle let's say 500 or 600, it's not going to be a good situation.
Now, the event is scheduled for April 10th and 11th. It is first come, first served. For more information or to find out how to volunteer, just go to our website, WPBF.com, and click on the As Seen on 25 section for a link. Alexis Rivera, WPBF 25 News.